Coming up, how businesses impacted by red tide can apply in person for federal help. Plus, how Sarasota City Commission approved the Bayfront's final master plan after hours of public input, and how a hotel near SRQ is teaming up with Uber for a new transportation partnership. Your Suncoast News starts now.
You're watching ABC 7 News at noon.
Hello and welcome. I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks so much for joining us today at noon. Our top story today, businesses hit hard by the effects of red tide can finally start applying for some federal help today. ABC 7's Marla Spence is live at Bee Ridge Park in Sarasota with more on the story. Marla?
Hey Scott, I'm live at one of the locations here on the Suncoast where the U.S. Small Business Administration is working to make loans available to qualifying businesses that's been hit hard by red tide. This comes on the heels of one of the worst red tide outbreaks the Suncoast has seen in years. Just last month, Sarasota County reported more than $1 million in damages due to red tide. Suncoast businesses like waterfront restaurants, retail shops, and local water sports and recreational businesses have all been hit hard. Last month, many local restaurants reporting a 70% drop in business compared to the same time last year. Today, help is officially here from the Federal Small Business Administration in the wake of an economic injury disaster declaration from Governor Rick Scott for red tide. Scott Montgomery with the Sarasota County's Emergency Management says just like Manatee County, they are partnering to help businesses get the help they need with low interest loans.
It's a loan at 3.85%. And it's for 30 years, and it can go as much as, I believe, $2 million.
Montgomery says as businesses need time to recover, the SBA will be on hand to help.
We'll probably have this here maybe for 30 days, if not longer.
And Manatee County business owners can also get in on recovery efforts as the Island Branch Library on Holmes Beach is welcoming them as well. Starting next week, both centers in Sarasota and Manatee will be open Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. and they'll also be open on Saturdays from 10 to 2. Now, for you all wondering, no appointments are necessary for business owners looking for relief from red tide. I'm Marla Spence reporting live in Sarasota County for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, Marla, thank you so much. And you can find all of our red tide coverage in one place by going to our website, mysuncoast.com/red tide. Right now, a Charlotte County Sheriff's deputy is facing the consequences of his actions nearly 20 years ago. An internal investigation found evidence that Deputy Ruben Gonzalez had a sexual relationship with a 16-year-old back in 2001. A friend of the alleged victim came forward this year. When confronted about it, Gonzalez said he and the victim have been in a relationship now for 12 years and are now married and have children together. The State Attorney's Office determined the statute of limitations has expired, so Internal Affairs took up the case and found there was enough evidence to cite Gonzalez, who has since resigned. A high-speed crash kills a driver and passenger in Bradenton. It happened around 8 o'clock last night on 22nd Street West in Bradenton. ABC 7 viewers sent us these videos and pictures of the scene. A deputy clocked the car going 51 miles an hour in a 30-mile-an-hour zone along 26th Street West. As the deputy tried to pull him over, they say 23-year-old Sebastian Antoine took off at a high rate of speed and eventually crashed into a tree. 20-year-old Rufus Adams IV also died in that crash. Deputies say Antoine had a warrant out of Sarasota County for failing to appear in court. After hours of public input, Sarasota City Commission unanimously approves the Bayfront's final master plan. The Bay will include pedestrian bridges, a new performing arts center, and an outdoor amphitheater. It keeps the Van Wezel but calls for knocking down the former Gee Whiz Science Museum. The total cost could be as high as $400 million.
Lots of trees, I love that. Not giving away lots of land to a developer, I love that. But how are we going to pay for it? You know, what's going to happen to our taxes? Those questions should be answered first.
It's a historical building of sorts, but it has a lot of issues and a lot of problems, and ultimately it hasn't been included in the final product, and the final product is something that has been weighed in on by thousands, tens of thousands of residents.
The total plan could take more than 20 years to complete. An update now on a new transportation partnership at the Sarasota Bradenton International Airport. The Hampton Inn and Suites at SRQ has teamed up with Uber Central to pick up passengers at the airport. The new plan eliminates the need for the hotel to have an airport shuttle bus.
For the guest, they simply call just like they would a hotel shuttle, and they don't need any special software or an app, and they receive an instantaneous text with their driver's name and direct phone number so that they know exactly when they're going to be picked up.
The hotel expects to be able to save around 40 or 50% in transportation costs with this new partnership. And those arriving today on the Suncoast would find some pretty nice weather this morning.
Yes,
John
yes.
Scalzi joins us now with our Friday forecast.
Yeah, they sure would, actually. And red tide is looking a little bit better out there as well for a couple of days now. We've had no reports of red tide at certain locations. And for the last, month, I guess, we've seen some reductions in red tide concentrations. So the new report comes out this evening.
Right.
And I wouldn't be a bit surprised to see further reductions. So it's all good, I guess. Looking good, right? Yeah, knock on Formica. We're looking at some pretty nice weather out there. The Van Wezer webcam put into motion shows dawn broke on a fairly pretty sky out there. Clouds are starting to build now, and I think it's a pretty good bet that we'll see, again, showers and thunderstorms across the region. That caused by a little area of low pressure and a frontal boundary that's approaching. 86 degrees, the current air temperature, southeast wind now coming in at about 8. We have good chance of seeing some showers around today. The forecast calls for about a 60% coverage as we head into the evening hours. Complete forecast coming up in just a few.
Thank you, John. New developments in a case of a couple that used GoFundMe to raise hundreds of thousands of dollars for a homeless man and then allegedly keeping most of that money for themselves. ABC's Maggie Rulli explains why the company is now assuring the man gets all of the money he's entitled to.
Kate, do you have any comment? Kate McClure driving away without comment after law enforcement searched the home she shares with her boyfriend, Mark D'Amico, even towing away their BMW. It all began last November when McClure ran out of gas and Johnny Bobbitt, the homeless veteran, gave her his last $20 to fill her tank. In return, she and D'Amico set up a GoFundMe account for Bobbitt, raising more than $400,000 in just weeks.
He walked up and he said, "Get back in the car, lock the doors, I'll be back."
Got her gas to help her get back on her way. Wasn't expecting anything in return.
But Bobbitt's attorneys claimed that since receiving that money, the couple has spent much of it on themselves, pointing to photos on social media of the pair going on lavish trips, shopping sprees, and driving around town in that BMW.
We're here today asking of the defendants where the money went.
An attorney for McClure and D'Amico claims they gave Bobbitt $200,000, and the couple insists they did nothing wrong. A judge is now ordering the pair to court to answer questions about what happened to the money. Court documents show a text message D'Amico allegedly sent Bobbitt just last week reading, "I get rid of my team of lawyers, you get rid of yours. Kate and I will write you a check, seriously." GoFundMe is now speaking out and in a statement says that it promises to live up to its company policy and that Bobbitt will get all of the money he is owed. Maggie Rulli, ABC News, New York.
And remember to keep track of the latest breaking news as well as your first alert weather forecast. Download our apps. Go to the App Store. Look for WWSB or My Suncoast. ABC 7 business commentator Jeff Stern joins us now with the check of the day on Wall Street. It's been a short week on Wall Street, and we've seen a change from the NASDAQ leading the way, right?
That is correct. NASDAQ has been strong, but this week so far the Dow is the positive one. Actually, the only positive, about 0.1%. S&P's negative for the week, around 1%, and the NASDAQ, which we were discussing, down 2% for the week. But we won't want to panic. It's up about 15% for the year, followed by the S&P right around 7. Dow's still positive, right around 5 for the year. We know the big news today was Mr. Musk of Tesla. He was seen yesterday on TV, or on a podcast, I should say. He was drinking and smoking, and not too good for Tesla. It's down about 7% today. Also, their chief accounting, who's been there about a month, decided to resign, so Tesla shares should be watched. We know the 10-year Treasury has enjoyed a lot of this, especially with the down. It's up about 2.87%, so we know that's bumped up a little bit this week. Woke up this morning, the futures were negative, but let's see how we're currently trading. The Dow Jones Industrial Average is down 37.5 points at 25,958. 0.15%, while NASDAQ is positive. You see it there, 7,950, up 28 points, 0.35%, while the S&P positive by 1.11 at 2,879.04%.
Jeff, the August job numbers are out on this Friday. How do they look?
That is correct, and we know July was 157,000. That dropped from the 221 we've been averaging this year. Goldman Sachs expected 175,000 with a drop in unemployment to 3.8. But the numbers came in 201,000 for August. Non-farm payroll wage growth was actually up 0.4%. Month over month. That brings 2.9% for year-over-year wage growth, which was nice to see. Unemployment rate actually didn't fall. It's still 3.9%, still good, although as we know, Goldman thought 3.8. This is still the longest job growth in history that we've seen, and we know the Fed uses this information to decide how they're going to raise rates or lower, but we think September they'll probably raise them maybe one more time this year.
Okay.
So. Important information.
Yeah, definitely. Jeff, thank you so much.
Have a great weekend,
You
Scott.
too. Still to come in your Suncoast News, why new evidence suggests smokers could lower their risk of dementia just by quitting. And then later, the latest on the New York Times op-ed turning heads across Washington and beyond.
The ABC 7 Stock Report is sponsored by Sunset Cadillac.
I took my first handful of pills, and that's when all my priorities seemed to change.
He would ask to use the bathroom in other people's homes.
He just assumed that they would have medication.
He'd go in their medicine cabinets and steal prescription drugs.
I wish I knew really what these prescription pills were.
We were so naive about the whole drug thing.
These are all synthetic forms of heroin.
Keep your medication locked up because you'll never notice that a pill is gone.
Mind your meds. Learn more from the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
You like to pay less. That's why you made Honda Accord the best-selling mid-size car in America. Get the redesigned Accord, the North American Car of the Year, or Civic, a KBB.com Best Buy for less than the competition. Like SUVs and trucks? Get Motor Trend's SUV of the Year, CRV, the 8-passenger Pilot, or Ridgeline truck for up to $4,240 less. Today at your local Honda dealer.
What do you get when you cross your tired, aching back with this fragile egg? The Egg Sitter Cushion, an amazing new flex cushion that supports your backside and spine so well you can sit on an egg without breaking it. Incredible!
You want me to sit on this egg? Okay. I can't believe I'm doing this. I don't even feel it. It didn't even break? Oh, I was wondering about that. Now that's a good cushion.
The honeycomb design is constructed of Elasticore that absorbs pressure points by collapsing in on itself. That's why even this egg won't break under direct pressure. Now long days at the office will be more comfortable, dinner more enjoyable, and painful car rides a thing of the past. Get your Egg Sitter Support Cushion for just $39.99. It comes with a free non-slip washable cover and our 10-year comfort guarantee. But wait, call right now and you can get a second cushion. Just pay separate fee. Call now.
Call 1-800-232-1564. That's 1-800-232-1564. Call now or go to eggsitter.com. Order now.
Picking out a new ceiling fan? That's a do-it-yourself. Installing your new ceiling fan?
No.
That's a don't do-it-yourself. For ceiling fans, rewires, or anything electrical, play it safe. And call on the trained electricians from your locally owned Mr. Sparky. It's no accident that so many of our customers are repeat customers. Trust Mr. Sparky for all your electrical repairs.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Kettle's got it. Kettle's got it.
Kettle's got what you're looking for at Kettle.com. 17 new car brands, over 1,000 used vehicles, prices and payments you can afford. Credit help if you need it, and they pay cash for your old car. Plus, Kettle Pre-Owned Certified Plus means buying with peace of mind. Need service? Kettle's got that too.
Kettle's got it.
Visit Kettle.com.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
So a lot to cover this morning, so we'll get through it as quickly as we can here. There's Gordon spinning around in Arkansas, producing a fair amount of rainfall being absorbed by a frontal boundary and becoming extratropical in short order. We have an easterly wind flow that's producing rain showers on the other coast, and driven into this area, they'll meet our sea breeze front where they'll explode into thunderstorms a little bit later on today. We have a few spotty showers in place, but it's later on when the heavier of the rains, I think, will start. High pressure located just to our north provides us with that easterly wind. A spinning area of low pressure in the upper atmosphere is enhancing our rainfall chances today. That area of low pressure moves out into Gulf waters, and as it does so, the high pressure ridge sinks south. It goes further south with time, and eventually our easterly wind shifts to a westerly wind. That's a different kind of flow pattern for us here in the state of Florida, and that wind, instead of our east wind, which encourages afternoon showers and thunderstorms that move to Gulf waters, encourages morning showers and maybe an occasional thunderstorm near the coastline that then move well inland and toward the other coast, leaving us with a quiet afternoon. That change will occur on Sunday. For today, good rain chances, southwest wind, and of course we're watching the tropics very carefully. 3 different systems, all with excellent chances of developing. Potential Cyclone 8, now called potential cyclone because they need to issue warnings for it. 90% chance for both of these tropical waves to develop, and Florence on a forecast track that eventually will take it from a tropical storm status back up to a major hurricane. And the east coast of the United States has got concerns. We'll probably see this storm system develop into at least a Category 4, and all of the models are kind of in agreement that it will impact the United States as we head into Wednesday or Thursday of next week. Some computer models showing favoring the Carolina area, but it's way too early to tell. It may stay offshore, but even if it does, high surf across the region is certainly a good bet. So we'll be watching the tropics as we head into the weekend. East wind coming in at 10 knots, and here's your 7-day forecast. We're looking at a daytime high of about 92 today. Tomorrow, 50% chance of rain, 30% on Sunday as those winds shift, and that carries us through into the beginning of next week. Back to you.
All right, John, thank you. In HealthSmart, it's common knowledge that smoking is bad for you. But as ABC's Emily Rao explains, new evidence is showing a different benefit to quitting.
Lung cancer, emphysema, heart disease, pneumonia. Smoking has a long list of risks that you've heard before. What you haven't heard, a higher risk of dementia. A group of researchers in South Korea studied over 45,000 men to see if their smoking patterns were associated with the development of dementia. The good news, those who had quit for at least 4 years and those who never smoked had a lower dementia risk than those who just quit smoking or continue to smoke. The type of dementia they looked at is vascular dementia, caused by problems in the blood flow to the brain. They didn't see any difference in the risk between smokers who quit and those who didn't in the development of Alzheimer's dementia. A long list of reasons to quit smoking just got longer. If you are looking to quit, please talk to your doctor. They'll have a lot of options to help you stub out your last cigarette. With this Medical Minute, I'm Emily Rao, ABC News.
All right, it is lunchtime, so let's check in live with ABC 7 Culinary Director Judy Gallagher, who joined us today from Nutritious You on Siesta Key. Hi, Judy.
I am here today at Nutritious You on Siesta Key. The first thing I need to say, it smells lovely outside. There's no odor of red tide and the locals are out, and that's why we're really focusing on all the beach areas where it's going to be great to be. And I'm focusing on being healthy, but being healthy doesn't have to be not filled with flavor and taste and excitement. So Nutritious You has everything to offer. You can tell by their mission statement, everything from smoothies and green juices to the most amazing pad thais that are meatless. There's vegan and vegetarian options, several sugar-free, alkaline water, and so much more. I'll sit down with the owner in just a few minutes and introduce you to a great lifestyle of eating healthy right here in your own community on Midnight Pass Road.
Monday at 9 on Suncoast View. We'll meet the hosts of one of the longest-running game shows in TV history. I'm Stephanie Roberts. On Suncoast View, we go behind the scenes with Who Wants to Be a Millionaire's Chris Harrison as we debut the new season right here on ABC 7. Plus, a new spa is coming to Lakewood Ranch. We'll get a sneak preview before it opens. And an amazing and free fashion boutique just for foster kids. Columbia Restaurants in the kitchen.
Monday at 9 on Suncoast View.
In life after the military, it's our duty as veterans to have each other's back. I'm retired Colonel Greg Gatson, and it's my mission to help you get the benefits and services you've earned. If you need to file a VA claim, remember these important steps. Submit an online claim through ebenefits.va.gov. Work with an accredited Veteran Service Organization, or VSO. And if you need to attend a VA claim exam, please go. Visit this website to learn what to expect.
Are you a soccer mom or dad? Regardless of their age or experience level, when your kids play soccer or any other sport, there's one person on the sideline who is key to help recognize and seek medical care for sports-related concussion. It's you. You need to know the signs and symptoms of concussion, and you need to act if you think your child has been injured. Remember, when in doubt, sit them out. To learn more, go to cdc.gov/concussion. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004.
I am the resident district manager on the FAU campus for Chartwell. Whenever I see Haley, I do not see a person with a disability. I see a person with extraordinary abilities. Haley is always smiling. She's always on time. She gives fantastic customer service and is always focused on any job that she's given.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
We're losing exotic animals on a daily basis, and the ones that we have in captivity are really the ambassadors for their wild counterparts. I'm Clayton Rozier from the Big Cat Habitat and Gulf Coast Sanctuary, housing over 150 exotic animals that needed a great home. And if you love animals, please help them. Do it locally. Support your local no-kill shelters, your local wild animal sanctuaries. Make a difference where you can.
Patriotism. It inspires passionate debate, and it's worn like a badge of honor with good reason, because it means love and devotion for one's country. But what really makes up this country of ours? It's the people. To love America is to love all Americans. This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Love beyond age, sexuality, disability, race, religion, and other labels. Because love has no labels.
Welcome back. Time now to meet our pets of the week. John is with the founder of Dante's Den and host of Animal Outtakes, Marsha Panucci, to tell us about some birds that need new homes. John?
Oh, really sweet. We have, of course, Marsha, why don't you tell us about your bird of the day first?
Don't you love this?
It's a gorgeous bird.
I could walk around all day. This is Aquiel, and she is a representative of the Moluccans that Birds of Paradise have. Now, she herself cannot be adopted out because she is the spokesman for Birds of Paradise.
Oh, okay.
But she has 3 siblings back at Birds of Paradise that look exactly like her, have a vocabulary and everything.
What are these called again?
Moluccan.
Moluccan. And they're from where?
Well, Maluka.
Maluka. Malucaville.
I don't know.
From Malucaville. What are you asking?
But she has a wonderful vocabulary. Do you want to go to the bedroom? Yeah? Do you want to go to the bedroom?
You don't know her well enough. She's not going to talk.
We're not connecting here.
No.
But what you have is exactly what we all love to see, John, our lovebirds.
And let me say straight up that I asked and was told that this is a little travel cage that they get. And they obviously have much larger quarters when they hang out.
Yes, I mean, absolutely. And they get to fly about and follow each other and so on. But as you know, we've had some very exciting times here in the studio where some of the birds have flown away on us, so we thought we'd be safe, John. But they are true lovebirds, and their names are Bonnie and Clyde.
Very pretty.
And Bonnie and Clyde are available for adoption. And you know, the one thing that we talk about with birds that we have to talk about with Aquiel as well as Bonnie and Clyde, you must make reservations somewhere for them to be taken care of in case you yourself cannot. Moluccans like this can live to 80 years. and plus.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know, unless you think you're going to make it,
Yeah.
you better make sure that they have some real wonderful care.
That's an important
And
aspect.
the same thing with the lovebirds. They may not live to the 80, but they will live easily to 30, 40 years old. And depending, of course, upon when you get them, you have to do the math.
And they are absolutely domesticated, so you can't release
Right.
them.
No, they would
This
never
be
make
certain
it.
death, be
Yeah,
certain
no, they
death.
would never make it.
How do you adopt these little guys?
Well, you can certainly call Birds of Paradise, and you can call them at 727-366-9997 and say, I would like to see Bonnie and Clyde, or I would like to see a bird like Aquiel, and the other three will step forward and show you their stuff.
All right, Marcia, we better get these guys back to their proper home because I think I'm freaking them out. Thanks so very much for bringing them in today.
Mwah. Thanks,
Scott?
Aquiel.
Thank you both. All right, let's get back to ABC 7 Culinary Director Judy Gallagher, who joins us today from Nutritious You on Siesta Key. Judy?
That's right, Scott. You know, I adore this place. And I found it accidentally. My dear friend Charlotte Abrams comes here all the time, and she brought me beet chips, and I went nuts over them. The most amazing crackers and deliciousness. And by the way, it happens to be healthy. So here's a local Siesta Key business that is going to make us all healthy but so flavorful. Marina, it's so nice to be here. Tell us about your background and why you started Nutritious You.
Well, I became obsessed with nutrition about 9 years ago when my neighbor introduced me to growing sprouts. I thought it was a weird idea, but when I realized about the concept of sprouts and how they are small little trees getting ready to become a huge plant, it needs all this life force to become that plant. So if we eat it, we get all that life force, we have vitality, all these words that we know about that becomes in our body, becomes our cells, and that's how we become healthy. And so I've learned how, and I became obsessed about learning how food can affect our body on cellular level. I learned about alkaline acid balance, and so for 3 years I was just researching at home and just eating books like crazy. I would put my baby to sleep and go until 12 a.m. every day to a computer and research what is vitamin B, what is vitamin C. And then after that, I realized that I started helping people in the community. I helped my dad lose 22 pounds.
Which is pretty impressive.
Right. Just by changing his breakfast, he lost 22 pounds.
And that was from smoothies. Now we're running out of time. So here's what I need you to know. Eating healthy can be extremely flavorful, and that's my job, to identify these places. So Nutritious You, we're going to get you eating lean and eating flavorful and get you healthy at the same time. We'll be back in just a few minutes to talk about all this deliciousness in front of us. Thank you, Marina.
Thank you.
The day you lose your strength is the day you lose your independence. Muscle is lost with age, affecting your energy, balance, and mobility. Before you know it, you're depending on others just to get through the day. But you can reverse and prevent muscle loss. Introducing MyoHealth, a revolutionary proven approach to increased muscle strength and function in as little as 30 days. Live life on your terms with more energy and confidence.
After a serious health issue put me down, MyoHealth's getting me back up again.
I'm doing activities that I haven't done for a long time. It really works.
MyoHealth is a safe, natural dietary supplement, the result of decades of research and 24 human clinical studies. You can live stronger at any age with greater strength, mobility, balance, and energy. Call or go online now and take the MyoHealth 30-Day Strength Challenge.
Did you know you could get life insurance for less than 32 cents a day? With guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance through TrueStage, you can get up to $25,000 in protection with a single phone call. TrueStage can help free your family from immediate financial stress when you're gone.
Utility bills, mortgages, car payments, those are a lot of things that can add up pretty fast.
And even if you're on a fixed income, prices fit your budget, starting at less than 32 cents a day. Plus, your price will never increase and your benefit will never decrease. And with no medical tests or health questions, you cannot be turned down for any reason. Call 1-800-842-7189 now for a free, no-obligation quote. TrueStage offers plans to fit your budget. Help protect your family from immediate financial burdens after you're gone with guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance through TrueStage. Call 1-800-842-7189 now.
Everything all right?
Actually, you know how Tom had knee surgery? Sure. We found out Brad's been taking his painkillers. And it turns out he's been doing it for a while.
Most people don't know what to say about drugs, but we do. Visit us at drugfree.org.
Tonight on ABC 7 News at 7.
Failing New York Times has an anonymous editorial. Can you believe it? Anonymous, meaning gutless. A gutless editorial. We're doing a great job. The poll numbers are through the roof. Our poll numbers are great.
Who says they're going behind the president's back to protect the country from the president? I'm Alan Cohn. We do all our talking out in the open at the Trapezoid.
Tonight on ABC 7 News at 7. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Coming up, President Trump still looking for the administration official who wrote a damaging editorial for the New York Times. Plus, former President Obama getting more involved in the midterm elections where he's trying to help Democratic candidates, and why the summer of 2018 is another record breaker.
You're watching ABC 7 News at 12:30.
Welcome back. Our top story today at 12:30. President Trump still fuming over the New York Times op-ed that's left top administration officials racing to say they did not write it. ABC's Janae Norman explains why the president is calling it a danger to the country.
As Washington plays a game of guess who, trying to figure out the identity of the anonymous senior administration official who allegedly authored the op-ed, it's not a game for those within the administration.
I come from a place where if you're not in a position to execute the commander's intent, you have a singular option. It is to leave.
In all, more than 24 administration officials have issued statements denying they wrote the New York Times piece, which said in part the root of the problem is the president's amorality, and claiming many Trump appointees have vowed to do what we can to preserve our democratic institutions while thwarting Mr. Trump's more misguided impulses until he is out of office. The president was raging about the op-ed at a rally in Montana.
The latest act of resistance is the op-ed published in the failing New York Times by an anonymous, gutless coward. Is it subversion? Is it treason? It's a horrible thing.
And called on the New York Times to turn the official over.
But for the sake of our national security, the New York Times should publish his name at once. I think their reporters should go and investigate who it is. That would actually be a good scoop.
But at least one Republican says the biggest question isn't who wrote it.
I think the biggest issue they're going to have is figuring out who wouldn't have written a letter like that.
And even the First Lady is speaking out against the op-ed, accusing the author of, quote, sabotaging the country. Janae Norman, ABC News, Washington.
Happening today, the former Trump campaign advisor who pleaded guilty to lying to the FBI is due in court for sentencing. Prosecutors say George Papadopoulos made false statements about his Russian contacts, but his attorneys say he has cooperated with special counsel Robert Mueller's team since pleading guilty. Papadopoulos faces up to 6 months in prison. Also happening today, former President Barack Obama is getting involved in the midterm campaigns. He is previewing his midterm message right now in a speech at the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign. His official campaign events begin tomorrow with a stop in California to stump for several Democratic House candidates. He also plans to support candidates in Ohio, Illinois, and Pennsylvania this month and will speak at a fundraiser in New York City. Last month, the former president endorsed 81 candidates in states across the country, and his office says a second round of endorsements is coming soon. Right now, a Brazilian presidential candidate is recovering after being stabbed at a campaign rally. Jair Bolsonaro's son tweeted a photo of his father in the hospital, adding his father is stronger than ever and ready to be elected president of Brazil. A man armed with a knife stabbed the far-right congressman as he was being carried on the shoulders of a supporter. He suffered serious internal bleeding and underwent surgery in a small city where that attack happened. Victims of California's two largest wildfires making insurance claims are now topping $800 million. The state's insurance commissioner says claims from the Carr and Mendocino complex fires are expected to climb even higher. The Carr fire alone destroyed 850 homes and damaged about 5,000 others. 58 homes were destroyed by the Mendocino fire, with nearly 3,000 damaged. More insurers are refusing now to renew or write new policies for people in parts of California, especially in less populated areas due to this year's wildfires. Happening across the state, the Pinellas County mother accused of killing her toddler facing a new charge today. Cherise Stinson now charged with providing false information to a law enforcement agency during the investigation. Police say she lied about 2-year-old Jordan Bellevue's disappearance, which sparked an Amber Alert. Stinson is already charged with first-degree murder and aggravated child abuse. She's scheduled to appear in court later today to face the new charge. So how confident are you in your driving skills? Well, a new program here on the Suncoast could help keep you in the driver's seat. Sarasota Memorial Hospital is offering a driver evaluation and rehabilitation program for anyone who feels uncomfortable or uneasy driving, but maybe not necessarily want to give up their license yet. The program can help spot your driving weaknesses and then give you some valuable tips. You can find out more about the program by looking for this story on our website, mysuncoast.com. Time now to get a check on the Friday weather with meteorologist John Scalzi. And yeah, pretty nice start to the day, but the afternoon storms
again
headed this way again. Yeah,
absolutely right. The same sort of pattern that we're in, that east wind pattern, you know, which is brings us those storms in the afternoon. And I think we're same thing again today. No real change, except that maybe we'll have a few more storms around. Because we have a little upper level disturbance as well added to the mix, and you can kind of see the showers already beginning to start there. Those showers will be increasing. You can see the wide spiral in the clouds there. That's caused by that little upper level system that promises us that 60% chance of storms. Our daytime high today will top out in the low 90s, and the rain chances will continue on through the 6-7 o'clock time period until we start to see the heating of the day subside and the showers move out into Gulf waters and basically leave us with a pretty stable, quiet overnight environment. We have some changes coming up this weekend, though. We'll talk about those coming up in just a minute. Scott?
Thank you, John. Take a look at this. Florence may be out in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, but thanks to astronauts in the International Space Station, we're getting a better view of just how large this system is. Florence expected to eventually re-strengthen from a tropical storm to a hurricane. Forecasters say it's still too early to tell what, if any, impact Florence could have on the eastern U.S., but it is definitely one to watch. Talk about a long, hot summer. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, NOAA, says 2018 is the 4th hottest summer on record for the United States. Now, weather officials say the average temperature this summer, 73.5 degrees, which is 2.1 degrees above average. We're only a few weeks into the new school year, and many Manatee County District employees are having problems with their paychecks. Several teachers are confused on new pay stub terminology, and in some cases, they're only receiving a fraction of what they're owed. The district says the new payroll software was implemented a few months ago, and it is the cause of these widespread glitches. School Superintendent Cynthia Saunders says the district has sent messages to staff urging them to report any issues.
It's a painful process for all of us, and we're aware and we're working on it, and it's our job to make sure that things are running smoothly so that our employees are able to do the job that they're hired to do and not have to worry about their paycheck.
The superintendent says most of the shortcomings and issues they've been experiencing should be corrected within the next few months. Selby Gardens in Sarasota getting a grant to help digitize one of its most significant collections. The National Science Foundation will help fund a 1-year temporary position plus imaging equipment and travel money to attend 2 conferences. The garden's epiphytic plant collection will help future scientific research by making that information easily available to the global scientific community. Time to check in again with ABC 7 Culinary Director Judy Gallagher, who's joining us live today from Nutritious You on Siesta Key. Judy?
Well, that's right, Scott. And again, I want to reiterate, there is no red tide today. It is just beautiful outside, and it's beautiful inside with all this food. Marina, please, let's get started and tell us what you prepared today.
Well, we prepared several meals from our menu, and our two main things that we focus on. First of all, we want people to feel explosion of flavors when you eat our meal. So it's not boring at all. You will be happy no matter who you are. Either you are paleo friendly or
Absolutely.
vegan,
So
or
let's
just
start with this
nutrition.
dish.
So we have here Zoom burger, which is our mushroom zucchini walnut on a rice patty with pesto and vegan sour cream in the middle. It's a really yummy combination together.
That sounds wonderful.
And then we have a heartbeat burger in the shape of heart,
Oh,
based
I
on
love
beets
it.
and cashews on a bed of greens instead of bread. And you get really satisfied and full. You don't really need that big bun to get satisfied on food.
So
because there's
true.
many
Giving up
nutrients.
the bun alone and then eating like this,
That-
you feel good, delicious and good.
That's right. And then we have rainbow salad. It's one of my favorites because it's so beautiful. It has marinated mushrooms, fermented carrots, almond-based ricotta spread, and some greens. And when you mix it all together, it's really, really complex and yummy.
amazing.
in
Now
the
this
middle.
is your new dish and you're very excited.
Very excited about this dish. My team came up with it actually without my involvement, and I'm so proud of them. I just love my
That's
team.
great.
So it's a flatbread based on red cabbage, cruciferous, anti-cancerous. It's just amazing. And then with ricotta spread in the middle, and then fermented carrots and marinated onions. It's beautiful, and you get satisfied. It's
Vibrant.
yummy.
I love it. It's going to be great around the holidays for a lovely appetizer.
That's right.
Pad Thai, your number one seller.
Pad Thai, yes, everyone loves it. Instead of peanut butter, we use almond butter sauce. Instead of protein, we use teriyaki almonds, which you love yourself.
I do.
And then lots of mung beans and just shredded cabbage.
It sounds delicious. Now remember, all these are to go. You can sit outside, you can enjoy, and you can bring home. We're coming back because you know it's time for a little sweet treat and dessert in just a few minutes. Back at Nutritious You right here on Siesta Key.
Ready to open up new opportunities as an electrician? Don't do it yourself. Team up with Mr. Sparky instead. We're locally owned and looking for people like you. We offer our electricians great perks that you just won't get going it alone. And whether you're an apprentice, a master electrician, or somewhere in between, we have a spot for you.
Best decision I ever made.
Apply online or call today.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
If you think it's hot outside, just wait until you see even hotter savings inside. Only at Rugs As Art Hot Summer Savings Sale event will you find the lowest prices on a vast selection of stunning rugs, furniture accents, and accessories. This special event only happens once a year, so hurry in before the best selections are gone. The Hot Summer Savings event ends soon, so don't miss out on the best prices ever. Rugs As Art, Sarasota's only area rug superstore.
How do you open tough jar lids? Do you try this one? Or this one? Or how about this one?
Honey?
This is the future. Shouldn't there be a robot for this by now? There is. Introducing Robo Twist, the robotic jar opener that easily twists off even the toughest lids. Just set it down, press the button, and watch it work. First, the Robo Strong vise locks down tight. Then the powerful twisting action unscrews the lid. Robo Twist is yours for the special introductory price of just $19.99. That's right, the robotic jar opener that easily twists off even the toughest lids, all for just $19.99. Whether the jar is big or small, Robo Twist can open them all. Supplies are limited, so don't delay. Here's how to get yours today.
Call 1-800-347-1073. That's 1-800-347-1073. Or order online at buyrobotwist.com.
Gettle's got what you're looking for at Gettle.com. 17 new car brands, over 1,000 used vehicles, prices and payments you can afford. Credit help if you need it, and they pay cash for your old car. Plus, Gettle Pre-Owned Certified Plus means buying with peace of mind. Need service? Gettle's got that too.
Gettle's got it.
Visit Gettle.com.
My name is Haley. I have Fragile X syndrome. I work with Chartwells at Einstein's and FAU. I like being up front and interacting with students. The students are very nice and very hungry. Having a job is a big ticket for independence.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
Now your ABC7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
Temperature outside the door 86 degrees. We have a dew point value of 72, just slightly drier at the surface than it has been. But I think that's going to be kind of counteracted by the fact that we do have an upper level low spinning around. So the combination of all those factors, I think, will take us to about a 60% chance of showers again today and thunderstorms. That'll linger into the evening hours when things will start to subside, and overnight I think we'll have partly cloudy skies. We have a lot of showery activity ringing the peninsula of the state, and of course back to the west. Flooding rains now in progress along a frontal boundary where also the moisture of Gordon is starting to kind of merge with that system. So eventually it'll all become one, and again, more rainfall quite possible from Arkansas up into the Midwest. So we look at our picture here, and we don't see a whole lot of action yet, but we will. As we get this east wind going, showers are beginning to pop up in inland areas, and I think as we head into probably the next 3 or 4 hours, we'll see a lot more activity here in Hardee and DeSoto counties. And then probably in the next 5 hours, we'll start to see things popping up here right along the coastline. Weather highlights include this upper level feature kind of moving out into the Gulf, and as that happens, high pressure sinks south. That creates the wind reversal that I spoke about in the last half hour that produces a pattern shift over the weekend. Good rain chance today. Southwest wind returns on Sunday, which changes our weather patterns to morning showers instead of afternoon showers. And we watch the tropics again. We have two systems. We talked about Florence last half hour. These two systems both have a 90% chance of development and could become Helene and Isaac over the course of the weekend. So we could have 3 hurricanes out in the Atlantic waters. These two systems, well, there's Florence, of course, continuing on a track that gives the mid-Atlantic some concern in this computer model, obviously. That's just one computer model, but all computer models are kind of converging on a solution that causes the mid-Atlantic some concern, so we'll be watching that carefully over the weekend. And then, of course, these two tropical waves, model plots are now being run on them, and we're looking at the first model showing, well, probably a recurve of the one back to the west out into the open Atlantic, but the one closer to us may be of concern as it moves into the Leeward and Windward Islands over the weekend. 10-knot winds for us, and the forecast calling for 91 our daytime high today and tomorrow with good chances of rain. As we head into the weekend, we get that wind shift, which slightly reduces our rain chances. We'll be right back.
In consumer news, shares of electric car maker Tesla are tumbling after CEO Elon Musk appeared to smoke marijuana during an interview. Musk can be seen during a YouTube podcast hosted by Joe Rogan, appearing to inhale what Rogan says is a legal combined marijuana tobacco joint. The company's accounting chief is stepping down today after just a month on the job. In early trading, Tesla's stock dropped about 7%, but at last check it had recovered somewhat and is down about 5% today. Ford is recalling about 2 million of its F-150 pickup trucks due to a seatbelt issue. Ford says it could generate sparks and then even start a fire. The company says it's aware of at least 23 cases of this happening, but no one was hurt. If you drive a 2015 through 2018 F-150 regular cab or Super Crew cab, take it to your closest Ford dealer for repairs. And forget cars, the hottest way to get around big cities these days is on rentable electric scooters. Now, ride-sharing companies are recognizing this opportunity and jumping on it. Lyft launching a fleet of e-scooters in Denver this week. Their scooters don't need a dock and can be parked anywhere by a curbside for the next person to rent and use it. Uber is also expected to release its own line of rival scooters in a few weeks. And more than $17 million in cash bonuses will be passed out to Walmart workers here in Florida. It's part of a $200 million in bonuses that will be given to Walmart workers across the country. The quarterly bonuses are earned as part of an overall incentive plan to reward workers whose stores achieve sales and customer service goals. The bonuses come on the heels of the best performance for Walmart in the U.S. in more than a decade. Still ahead on your Suncoast News, we'll check in one more time with Chef Judy and why the Academy is backtracking now on a controversial move to add a new category to this year's Oscars.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Did you know you could get life insurance for less than 32 cents a day? With Guaranteed Acceptance whole life insurance through TrueStage, you can get up to $25,000 in protection with a single phone call. TrueStage can help free your family from immediate financial stress when you're gone.
Utility bills, mortgages, car payments, those are a lot of things that can add up pretty fast.
And even if you're on a fixed income, prices fit your budget, starting at less than 32 cents a day. Plus, your price will never increase and your benefit will never decrease. And with no medical tests or health questions, you cannot be turned down for any reason. Call 1-800-842-7189. Now, for a free, no-obligation quote, TrueStage offers plans to fit your budget. Help protect your family from immediate financial burdens after you're gone with Guaranteed Acceptance whole life insurance through TrueStage. Call 1-800-842-7189 now.
When you are home alone, an emergency can become a tragedy. However, with any of Life Alert's 3 emergency systems, help can be summoned immediately, whether in the bathroom,
I've fallen in the shower.
at home,
Help! I've fallen and I can't get up.
and on the go.
Help! I've fallen in the park and I can't get up.
Don't worry, help is on the way.
Life Alert saves a life every 11 minutes.
For a free Life Alert brochure, call 1-800-518-0221. That's 1-800-518-0221. Call now, 1-800-518-0221. For a free brochure, call 1-800-518-0221.
Pets bring so much joy to our lives. They're loyal, they're protective, and smart. Yet as smart as our pets might be, they can't advocate for themselves, especially in the event of a natural disaster. During Hurricane Harvey, many families were separated from their pets. That's why it's important your pet is part of your family's disaster preparedness plan. Talk to your veterinarian and visit banfieldfoundation.org/disaster. Don't save it for a rainy day.
Nutritious You here in Siesta Key has so many things to offer. Flavorful, bright, and it doesn't end until you've had dessert. Look at this. Sugar-free, gluten-free. One of their newest products is the homemade donut. Key lime pie, and yes, somebody that visited mailed them back this card that said the best key lime pie they've ever had. And it's actually good for you. And of course, chocolate-covered lolly cakes. So much to enjoy. Bring them as gifts. Let's get our friends tasteful but healthy. Have a good weekend, everybody. Come out and support our local businesses that struggle through red tide, because it's going to be a beautiful time and a delicious one, too. I'll see you next time from Nutritious You.
Today on ABC 7 News at 4, how Moat Marine Lab is developing new and more efficient ways to treat manatees exposed to red tide. And a look at the new playground in Northport that will be built to accommodate kids with disabilities. We hope to see you later today at 4 o'clock. In entertainment news, honoring a Hollywood legend, plus paying tribute to a former Beatle. ABC's Alex Stone has the latest from Hollywood in the Showbiz Wrap.
The entertainment world is remembering Burt Reynolds. The film and TV star died in Florida yesterday at the age of 82. His work spanned almost 6 decades and included roles in Smokey and the Bandit and Boogie Nights. Reynolds' former girlfriend and Bandit co-star Sally Field telling Us Weekly, quote, "He will be in my history and my heart for as long as I live." A British coroner claims Cranberry singer Dolores O'Riordan accidentally drowned because she was drunk. Witnesses found the 46-year-old submerged in a bathtub in her London hotel in January. She reportedly did not leave a note, and there was no evidence she harmed herself. John Lennon Forever, a new stamp featuring the famous Beatle who was gunned down in 1980, will be unveiled this morning in Central Park near Strawberry Fields. Lennon's son Sean will be among the speakers. Among the new movies opening at the box office this weekend, the horror flick The Nun, a prequel to 2013's hit The Conjuring. Also opening, the Jennifer Garner action pick Peppermint. That's what's happening in Hollywood. I'm Alex Stone, ABC News, Los Angeles.
CBS is reportedly negotiating the exit of its longtime CEO, Les Moonves. CNBC citing anonymous sources saying that Moonves and the company board are deep in talks about him leaving, possibly under a $100 million exit package. Moonves is among the most prominent CEOs in the country, but a bombshell report in the New Yorker last month detailed allegations of sexual harassment and misconduct against him. Moonves has admitted he may have made some women uncomfortable, but insists he ultimately respected no means no. And the award does not go to the best popular film. The Academy of Motion Picture and Arts and Sciences has changed its mind about including a popular film category, at least for this year. The Academy announced the change about a month ago, but internally, the members did not agree to the change and are now voting to rethink it. The problem is that no one could really define the meaning of a popular movie and felt the category could derail certain nominees. Happening tonight, music legend Paul McCartney is holding a free show for fans on YouTube. The former Beatle will not be the first musician to stream a concert on the popular website. Other acts like U2, Bruce Springsteen, Bon Jovi have done so in the past, but McCartney's concerts typically sell out, so tonight's show will give fans the chance to see him not only for free, but from the comfort of their own home. Its show is set to start about 8 o'clock. Finally, a Wisconsin businessman is going viral for his generous gift to students at a high school there. All 34 seniors will get free tuition at a 2-year technical school if they choose to attend there and graduate. Local businessman Dennis Franzen says he wants students focused on vocational college because there are so many scholarships for 4-year schools and a shortage of skilled workers like electricians and plumbers. So we wish good luck to all those students if they take him up on that offer. Pretty generous.
Wow,
yeah.
That is. So neat. Things are changing so quickly on the landscape out there, you know, with how you get your education, how you get your rides, the cars you drive. It's fantastic.
The future is fast approaching.
It's awesome.
Thanks for joining us. Have a great day. See you again at 4, everyone.
At Tidewell Hospice, we know it's never too late to say thank you to our military veterans. The Tidewell Honors Veterans Program has provided care to more than 13,000 military families since 2008. Tidewell volunteers help honor veterans through special pinning ceremonies that demonstrate our appreciation for the freedom our veterans fought to defend. If you know a veteran who can benefit from end-of-life care, call or visit tidewell.org today. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
Our nation's servicemen and women show great courage and leadership both on and off the battlefield. When they transition to civilian life, they can apply the skills and values they learned in the military to the workplace. That's why the Coalition to Salute America's Heroes is urging employers everywhere to be smart, bet on a vet. Hiring a veteran is also a great way to show your appreciation for them. To learn more, call 1-888-44-SALUTE.
Who else has been taking your prescriptions? Keep your medicine and your family safe and secure. Mind your meds. To learn how we can help, visit the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids at drugfree.org.
My name is Luke Perry, and I am 1 million strong. I'm in the fight against colorectal cancer because I believe we can win it. Colon and rectal cancers are the second leading cause of cancer deaths among men and women in the U.S. Colon cancer is preventable. Know the risk factors and make sure to get screened. There are simple, take-home options available. Take control of your health. Screening for colon cancer isn't embarrassing. It can be life-saving. To find out more about your options, visit fightcrc.org.
ABC 7, the Suncoast's official Florida lottery station.